The funeral director's face went completely white when my ring slipped from my trembling hand and fell into Mom's casket during the viewing. It bounced off her folded hands and landed near her hip, and when I reached in to grab it, my fingers touched something hard and rectangular hidden in the silk lining beneath her body. I looked up. Dad was across the room accepting condolences. My sister Jade was sobbing into our aunt's shoulder. No one was watching me. I pulled it out. A phone. A cheap flip phone, the kind drug dealers use in movies. It was still on, and when I opened it, there were 17 voicemails, all from a number saved under one name, Homewrecker. My mother, the woman who organized church bake sales and never said a curse word in her life, had a burner phone hidden in her casket with voicemails from someone she called Homewrecker. I pocketed it. I don't even remember making the decision. My hand just moved on its own. That night, locked in my childhood bedroom at 2 a.m., I listened to the first voicemail. It was my father's voice. "Please, Michelle, pick up. We need to talk about what you found. It's not what you think. I can explain everything. Just please don't do anything until we talk." My brain short-circuited. Dad was the homewrecker? Dad was calling Mom's secret phone? What the hell was happening? I listened to the second one. "I know you're scared. I know this changes everything. But if you expose me, you expose yourself too. Think about the girls. Think about what this will do to them." Let me back up because you need to understand who my mother was before I tell you who she became. Michelle Torres, 51 years old, died suddenly in her sleep 4 days ago from what the doctors called unexplained cardiac event. No prior health issues. Just went to bed and never woke up. She was a saint. Literally. Everyone said it at the funeral. She volunteered at the homeless shelter every Tuesday, hosted foreign exchange students, made Christmas cookies for the entire neighborhood. She and Dad had been married 26 years, high school sweethearts who never fought, never raised their voices, never gave us any reason to think their marriage was anything but perfect. Dad owned a small accounting firm. Boring, stable, trustworthy. The kind of man who did taxes for half the town and never charged the elderly clients full price. My sister Jade and I grew up in a house where the biggest drama was whether we'd vacation in Florida or California. We were that family. The annoying one everyone else secretly hated because we had our shit together. Mom's sudden death shattered us. Dad was destroyed. Jade couldn't function. I flew home from college and found my father sitting in the dark living room at 3 a.m., staring at nothing, crying silent tears. "I can't believe she's gone," he kept whispering. "I can't believe I'll never see her again." And I held him while he sobbed because what else do you do when your parent breaks in front of you? But at the funeral, when that phone fell out of Mom's casket and I heard those voicemails, everything flipped. Dad wasn't the grieving widow. He was the man Mom had labeled homewrecker in a secret phone she'd literally taken to her grave. I listened to all 17 voicemails that night. They spanned 3 weeks, starting from mid-March, getting progressively more desperate. Voicemail 3. "You can't just shut me out, Michelle. What we did together. You don't get to pretend you're innocent in this." Voicemail 7. "I saw you at church today, acting like everything's fine. But I know you're planning something. I can feel it. Whatever you're thinking, don't. Please." Voicemail 11. "The money's gone, Michelle. I checked the account this morning. You moved it. Where did you move it? We had an agreement." "Money? What money? What agreement?" Voicemail 14. "If you go to the police, I'm taking you down with me. I swear to God, Michelle, I will not go down alone." My hands were shaking so badly, I almost dropped the phone. Mom was involved in something criminal. Something with Dad. And she'd moved money, and he was threatening her, and she died 2 weeks after his last voicemail. I did what any terrified, confused daughter would do. I went through every other app on that burner phone. There were photos. 53 photos. All screenshots of documents. Bank transfers. Emails. Text conversations. Mom had been collecting evidence of something, photographing it systematically, building a case. The bank transfers showed Dad moving money from client accounts into a personal offshore account. Small amounts at first, a few thousand here and there, but in the last 6 months the transfers had gotten bigger. 50,000, 80,000, 120,000. My father was embezzling from his clients. But here's where it got weird. Some of the transfers were signed off by a M. Torres. Mom's initials. Mom had authorized some of these transfers. She wasn't just discovering Dad's crimes.
She was involved in them.
Then I found the text screenshots, conversations between Mom and someone saved as L in her regular phone, messages she'd photographed on this burner before deleting from her real phone. L, did you move the money like we discussed?
Mom, yes.
It's safe. David doesn't know about the second account. L, good. When you're ready to leave him, everything's in place. New identities, clean records, the whole thing. Mom, I can't leave the girls. Al, you're leaving them anyway if David finds out what you really did. At least this way you survive. I actually threw up. Right there in my childhood bedroom, I ran to the bathroom and vomited until there was nothing left. My mother wasn't a saint. My mother was planning to disappear. My mother had a partner, someone helping her steal money from her own husband's embezzlement scheme, someone arranging new identities. My mother was a criminal who was going to abandon us that I didn't sleep. I couldn't. I sat on my bathroom floor until sunrise. Then I did the only thing I could think of. I called the number saved as L from Mom's burner phone. A woman answered. Michelle? Oh my God. I've been trying to reach you for days. Where have you been? This isn't Michelle, I said quietly. Michelle's dead. This is her daughter. The line went silent for so long, I thought she'd hung up. Emma? The woman finally said, and I realized I recognized the voice. It was my Aunt Lisa, Mom's younger sister. The cool aunt who sent expensive birthday gifts and worked in finance in New York and only visited twice a year. Aunt Lisa? Fuck, she breathed. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Emma, whatever you think you know. I know Mom was stealing from Dad. I know you were helping her. I know she was planning to run. It's not. It's more complicated than that. Then uncomplicated.
So she did.
She told me everything. Dad had been embezzling for 3 years, but Mom only found out 8 months ago. She confronted him, and he broke down, confessed everything, begged her to help him cover it up, told her if he got caught, they'd lose everything. The girls would lose everything. His clients would be ruined. Mom panicked and made the worst decision of her life. She helped him. She signed documents, authorized transfers, became an accomplice because she thought she was protecting her family. But 6 months in, she realized Dad wasn't trying to fix anything. He was getting worse, stealing more, getting sloppy. And she realized that when it all came crashing down, she'd go to prison too. The loving wife who helped her husband rob his clients. So she called Lisa, the sister who'd always been the rebel, who knew people who knew people. And they made a plan. Mom would slowly siphon money from Dad's offshore accounts, the money he'd already stolen, and move it somewhere safe. Then she'd fake her death, disappear, start over with a new identity. She was going to leave us? I asked, my voice breaking. She was going to come back for you, Lisa said quickly. Once things settled down, once David was arrested and the dust cleared, she was going to reach out. She was going to bring you and Jade to her. She couldn't risk taking you immediately because it would look like kidnapping and David would hunt her down. When? I demanded. When was she planning to do this? Next week. She was going to fake a car accident next week. But Mom died in her sleep 4 days ago. Before she could run. Before she could take the money and disappear and eventually come back for us. The money, I said slowly. Where's the money now? In an account only Michelle could access. And if she's really dead... Lisa trailed off. If she's really dead, then $1.2 million in stolen money was sitting in an account no one could touch. Not Dad. Not Lisa. Not the clients Dad stole it from. Just Mom. And Mom was in the ground. Emma, Lisa said carefully. Did Michelle leave you anything? Any passwords? Any account numbers? Any? She left me a burner phone in her casket, I said flatly. That's what she left me. I hung up. Here's what I figured out in the days after that phone call. Mom didn't die of natural causes. The autopsy came back 3 days later with traces of digoxin in her system, a heart medication she wasn't prescribed. In high doses, it causes cardiac arrest that looks natural. Dad killed her. He found out about her plan somehow, found out she was stealing his stolen money, and he poisoned her before she could run. I went to the police with everything. The phone, the voicemails, the photos, the autopsy report. They arrested Dad the next day. He confessed within hours. Said Mom betrayed him first, that she was going to leave him holding the bag for everything, that he couldn't let her destroy him after everything he'd sacrificed for this family. My perfect family was 2 criminals who killed each other. One with poison. One with betrayal so deep it required murder to solve. Jade doesn't speak to me anymore. She thinks I should have kept quiet, let Dad grieve in peace, protected the family name. She thinks I'm the real home wrecker for going to the police. Maybe she's right. The money's still in that account. The prosecutors are trying to crack it, to return it to Dad's clients. But Mom used some kind of cryptocurrency conversion that requires biometric authentication she took to her grave. So in the end, nobody won. Dad's in prison for murder and embezzlement. Mom's dead. The money's gone. Our family's destroyed. And I'm left knowing that the 2 people I loved most in this world were strangers wearing parent costumes. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Sometimes the worst stories are the ones we can never tell anyone in real life. If this messed you up even half as much as living it messed me up, drop a comment. I need to know I'm not alone in this. The burner phone's in my drawer. I can't throw it away. It's the only proof that any of this was real, that I didn't imagine the whole thing. Sometimes I listen to the voicemails again, just to hear Dad's voice from before, when he was still pretending to be human. The funeral director never asked what I took from the casket. Maybe he knew. Maybe he didn't want to know. Either way, I'm the only one left who knows where Mom really hid the money. And some nights, when I can't sleep, I think about finishing what she started. Every story leaves a mark. If this one touched you, let the telling tree grow by your like and subscribe.